Hi, my name is Tamer Zaman, and in this video I want to give you 2 secrets you have to use in dealing with disruptive innovation. First of all, let me ask you a couple of questions. Have you ever felt today when you go to your work, whatever it is you're doing, have you felt the level of complexity of what you deal with today is like 16 times greater than the level of complexity you had to deal with in your job compared to 10 years ago? Do you feel the level of complexity? It's gone up a lot. Are you concerned about all the disruptive innovation that's happening in your industry, the changes that are taking place, either in your supply chain and your customer side and so on? So that's something that you directly and indirectly think about. Well, today I'm going to give you 2 secrets about how to take advantage of disruptive innovation ahead of the curve instead of being at the effect of it after the curve. The first secret is what I learned from our chairman, John King, as well as the CEO of One Axis of Innovation in the U.S., Bruce Taylor. And it's a distinction called weak ties versus strong ties. So what do I mean by that? I have a fantastic relationship with my lovely wife. We've been married for years. We know each other for multiple years. And there's not too much that I, don't know about my wife. We know pretty much everything there is to know about each other at all the time. So you could say that is a strong tie relationship. And if you look at strong tie relationships, one of the many places our relationship could go in terms of what's next in conversation could be something like gossip. Because there's really no new conversation that's happening in that relationship day in, day out. Now I want to tell you about a weak tie relationship. You could say the relationship that I have with you is a weak tie relationship. There are probably lots of things about you, your life, your experience, the things that you know that I don't have access to and I don't know about. And there's probably lots of things about me and my past that you don't know about either. And when you and I get together, there's probably a lot of things that you could teach me, share with me that I could take value of. And there might be a few things that I could share with you that could be of value to you. And you could say, that's a weak tie relationship, and what I want you to consider is innovation, new conversations, new ideas comes from weak tie relationships. So if you run an organization, if you run a company, and you're concerned about new ideas coming into your company constantly, into that pipeline of ideas, look at your weak tie relationships. Look in your calendar and kind of look at the next 5 years in your calendar, and look at your contacts, your LinkedIn contacts, or wherever else you put your contact list, and look at who are your weak tie relationships, and maybe you want to start booking coffee meetings from now until 5 years from now, as an example. But building the habit of getting to weak tie relationships is a fantastic opportunity to get lots of innovative, fresh ideas in order to take advantage of disruptive innovation instead of being at the effect of it. Second secret is a secret called synthesis. And so what do I mean by that? Here's my Apple phone, my iPhone. And you could say that in my iPhone I have the internet. And you could say the internet was funded by the government. I have a GPS, I have multiple apps, and each one of these so-called apps, the inventor of the app was a different person. And so what Apple did, or what Steve Jobs did, was synthesis. Took all the different components, put them together, and together it created a brand new product that you could say is innovative. And the result, the evidence for that synthesis works, is simply look at Apple's cash account and compare it to the US government's cash account. And you could see Apple's got innovation. You could say they've got synthesis. If you look at some of the interviews of Albert Einstein, Albert Einstein said it's all about innovation. It's all about synthesis. So what's the axis for you and me? What's the immediate axis for getting into synthesis? Is what my chairman John taught me. There are hundreds of tribes in Africa where the word for hello is what's the nature of your dreams. So if you and I were in a tribe in Africa, when you and I meet, instead of me saying the word hello to you, I would ask you what's the nature of your dream. And you would tell me about the nature of your dream, and I would share with you the nature of my dream. Well, in synthesis, one of the things I'm looking for and what you're looking for is what values do we have in common and what is it that we can build on together. And the synthesis of the ideas, the core values, the things that we have in common could create something that's really innovative, creative, and you could say it's an act of innovation. What it's not is two political parties in the federal government, for instance, getting to the Senate, and all they do is focus on their differences, and all they do is fight and debate about their differences and who's right. In synthesis, you and me will meet, and there's probably lots of differences that we have, different opinions, points of views, and that's fantastic. That's being human, and we should kind of put that in a parking lot somewhere. As we mutually discover what's the nature of your dream and what's the nature of my dream, as we come up with our differences, that's fantastic. We can put it in the parking lot, but rather instead of focusing on that, we can focus on what are commonalities that we have. And the more we focus on the nature of your dreams, the more we get access to synthesis, and the more we come up with what's innovative, and therefore taking advantage of disruptive innovation versus being an effect of it. My name is Tamer Zaman. Thank you so much for watching.